What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Movie Files. Joining me as always, it's little brother Jace. Bro Shot, how are you tonight?
Excellent.
Excellent. Outstanding. I'm gonna do like wrestling. Chief, Javon are away on assignment. AKA getting a break this week, but hopefully they'll be back real soon. How's everything over in your side of the country?
In my side of the country, it's wild and crazy, but we are surviving. How about you?
Oh, as long as you don't give up. Said you're a survivor. What?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give up.
But are we survivors?
Well, I hope so. Anyway, let's see what's up with the chat. Now, guys, howdy, partners. What's up? Blake Tarpley, Jeff Chase, the Chief. Maybe not this week. Hopefully next week. We'll be back with this. I'm going to star that one. It's weird. I have a different interface on this. Rick Cage, Men of the Earth. Greetings. What up?
What up?
Blake Tarpley says, hit that like on the way in. Please do. We appreciate it. Maurice Phillips, good times on peeps. What up? Excuse me. Rick Cage says precog like button engaged. King Collector's here. The king is in the building. What's up, y'all? Royalty. Jeff, Jace. What's going on? All right, let's see. Where do I want to tackle all the news first? Because there's a bunch. I don't know if I just want to get to the most controversial one. Oh, no. Let's just do this. Let's start right away with the great news. Let's do that. As you might expect, and since it was very heavily teased, Extraction 3 is locked in.
Good call. Absolutely. Very good call.
The director of the first two films is coming back. Great news.
Even
Idris Elba will be there.
Okay.
And let me try not to butcher her name. Golshifte. I feel like it did. Farani, she's back as well.
Oh, okay.
And I don't really know if we need to worry about anything else. It's Extraction 3. And yeah, I'm good, man. I don't need much else for it. It's gonna start filming in June. Mm-hmm. So we'll see here. No. Avengers Secret War shoots in June. Anyway,
really?
Yeah, man, they gotta keep working on it.
Wait, I thought Avengers is this the second part?
The second one. Doomsday is coming out at the end of the year.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I know they can't turn them around that quick.
No, I mean, Extraction seems like it's fairly easy. The date that they're hoping to have it done is for 2027. So next year, not too bad.
Yeah.
And let me see how old this news was. I missed this one. Joseph Kosinski, who I'm a huge fan of his work. Mm-hmm. He did Oblivion. What was it? Oh yeah, Top Gun Maverick. Solid dude. I love his films. And yeah. So he is going to be directing possibly Tom Cruise in the Miami Vice reboot. So Tom Cruise is going to be the villain. I like that idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah. And
Tom can do it. That's a crazy thing.
We already know that. And kind of ironic going back to Miami for it. Michael B. Jordan, of course, and Austin Butler are the Crockett and Tubbs for this remake. I'm really liking the idea of Tom Cruise in it, though. That is very intriguing.
Austin Butler is going to take over. Well, okay, so it's Michael B. Jordan, and my head went to Timothy Chalamet, but I know Austin Butler.
Austin Butler, Elvis.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he could pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should work. I mean, and Tom has the intensity to play a really good bad guy, so that should work well.
I think it'll be a nice little palate cleanse because he's done so many heroic, I'm the main good guy films. he needs something like Collateral just to shake things up a bit. I'm like, oh, right, I forgot. He can be a great bad guy too. Mark A says, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Mark A. Ready for another fun-filled episode. Lay it on me. The review with Drew. Hey, everybody. Hey, everyone. What's up? I can read. What's up, Drew? King Collector, that first Miami Vice was terrible. What a waste.
Did anyone actually? I mean, okay, there's certain movies that everyone say was terrible, but did we even watch it? Because we just saw the cast, just like, nope, not touching this. Because I feel that was me in Miami Vice. I was like, staying away from it.
I've tried twice to watch that movie, and one time I didn't get very far. I don't think it was because I was tired. It just wasn't really. I don't know. I really think some of the issue is Colin Farrell's hair. He just looks. I don't know what it is about it, but it just doesn't evoke Crockett to me. It just kind of. I don't know. He looks like the drug dealer they would go to take out in the original.
It was almost. It was there. Think about we have Miami Vice. The thing that hooked everybody was they were cool. So you had to go with what looks cool in this era, not, oh, this is a throwback cool to the 80s mullet. It was, he looks so much like who is it? I mean, Colin Farrell he was like, yeah, that's the dude everybody's going to pick up, not I'm looking for guys.
SWAT Colin Farrell could have played that role just fine. But he looked really skeevy and just like, hey, what is this? Like if we're running a Miami Vice undercover, okay. But and I guess he is in some way doing that. But it was very slow. Like King Collector said, it was slow and meaningless. Like they had some good moments. The first time I watched it, I might not have gotten through a half hour. The second time, I might have had a half hour left. And I haven't finished watching. The reason I have it is because it was on a, 2-movie, really cheap Black Friday deal with Inside Man. And I'm like, well, Inside Man is clearly copped. I really enjoyed that one. And I've watched that Blu-ray of Inside Man more than I have attempted to watch Miami Vice, and still hasn't got me over. What up, Michael Solis? How are you tonight, my friend? So yeah, that was out. I'm excited about that. I feel like that should be good. Have you been watching The Boys? I am very far behind, and
by very far you mean season 3, right?
I would imagine that's probably this is season 5, so
yeah,
at least that. I think what was going on was I was feeling like The Boys were trying to be wilder just for the sake of being wild and not necessarily caring about putting on a good show anymore. Like it was just, can we shock them with this? And I realized I just wanted a good story. So let me see here. I'm looking through.
Well,
okay. I did a full review on season 3. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay. So here's the thing. I think season 3 started. It actually is kind of. It was making wild and outrageous storylines, but it's also coming into, hey, we're kind of telling the story of current day politics that is shocking and outrageous because we're trying to shock you to understand, hey, this is really what's going on. And I think season 4 does season 3 with Stormfront was kind of, hey, we're trying to tell you something. Then season 4 got a little closer, like, hey, we're waving the flag. Do you not see what we're doing here? And so far, season 5, season 4, it did a very good job in these first two episodes of season 5. Have done a good job of, okay, this is where we're going here. We're not hiding the ball on what we're doing, what you're seeing. This is shocking current day politics with wild and crazy superheroes.
Okay, so all right, where do I want to go now? Do we want to talk about some Man of Tomorrow? casting news, the rumors.
I think we can do that.
Okay, but let me get to Blake's comment here. Exactly what I was saying to a few friends. How can they top their erotic, over the top, and horrifically violent and shocking last season? Yeah, and I feel like I'm never that. When the boys comic came out, it was like, whoa, this is so counterculture. It's really interesting. And as we've had movies like Deadpool and just, I don't know, stuff like The Raid, where the action is like, oh my gosh, this is insane and incredible. Having superheroes be real people, or people with superpowers being real and jerks, didn't feel as shocking, because I think they've worked so hard in these movies in the last 20 years to humanize them to the point where it's like, yeah, okay. And not everybody's as heroic as they were in the 70s and 80s. So I don't know. And maybe it is that thing of like the politics kind of spilling onto it, only more so in the sense of it's so in your face with it that it's not, I don't know, it's not as clever as it could be when you see a show like Daredevil or Andor really like making it kind of creepy, because it's did y'all get this script in advance? Who's from the future working on the script? So that's that. All right, anyway. So James Gunn got upset at Deadline because they revealed some of the people, some of the actresses who have tried out to play the role of Maxima. And you're going, who is Maxima? Or do you remember her?
James Gunn is upset that someone's trying to play the Maxima?
No, he's mad because Deadline revealed who all has been in the running to play Maxima. And
I actually know who Maxima is. No, you can pull it up, but Maxima was in. She was in Superman the animated series.
Yeah, but boring costume, not as much fun.
That was the one, the white and gold.
Yeah, this is more of what she looks like. I really like this because she's the ruler of Almerac, and she's trying to find a mate. That's basically her deal. And I know it's like, oh, this is so ridiculous, but I don't know. I feel like you see that the other way around. A dude trying to find his queen coming to America. This was really fun. He's like, Superman, you're the guy who can be my mate. I appoint you. You can get with me. And
now the funny thing is, I was actually just watching the episode of Smallville where they introduced their version of Maxima. And they had her in this green dress. Kind of, this is as close as we can get to Maxima's costume in grounded TV world. And it was like, okay. It very much, it was kind of as they use their freak of the week villain or antagonist. And she was kissing anybody she kissed. They died except Clark, who was able to take her kiss. It was an interesting little story. But it's funny that they're having that casting right after this comes out. It's like, okay, that could be. Do you think she's an actually interesting character to put in a movie this early?
I think she is fine for this kind of deal because she's an actress where it's like, okay, sure. I mean, she's an actress. She's a character where in an ensemble, we're all trying to fight Brainiac. Throwing in Maxima is fine. It's much better than a Jimmy Olsen TV series so early into this newly established DC comics, movie, and TV universe. That's my thought on it. I'm pulling up pictures of everyone. It's odd. That was really weird. Let's see here. I'm going to pull them up. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to give you the screen for a second.
I was going to say, we're having recasting. We're going to do hold music while you work.
No, I'm just gonna make you the center piece here. Oh, there it goes.
All right. Well, thank you. It's been a while since I've had my own show. It's been a long time coming. I finally kicked that other brother out of here. I mean, yeah, I got rid of everyone. It's just me chatting with you guys. Hope you're having a good time. Oh, wait.
You're horrible at that.
Oh crap, he's back.
I think it was one of those windows that I opened was making noise that I was not intending it for it to make.
Oh,
it was like some randomness, probably some pop-up ad. And I was like, what are you doing? All right, let's see here. So I am going to pull up the last one. And I'm going to make her the last one because I absolutely do not want this choice to play Maxima. Like I'm wholeheartedly against. Okay, so let's go with
who are our options?
All right, let's do it. So the first option is Sydney Chandler. You know her from Alien Earth.
Absolutely not. Okay.
Finally, Jace. Oh wait, just kidding. Thanks, Layla.
Yeah, no.
That is big moment. So yeah, I don't.
No, we don't have to. We again, folks. It's good actress. No, we got other roles for you.
I wonder how tall she is because I could almost see her playing Kitty Pryde in an X-Men movie.
She
kind of has more that look. Well, Kitty Pryde is not supposed to be that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Maxima is, I mean, it's ruler of a whole other universe and has the strength of kind of not the strength of Superman, but superhero strength. I don't want to go put completely disbelief. It's just that's not the way to go. Let's keep it moving.
All right, let's keep it moving with another one. This is Eva de Dominici. Not familiar. I feel like she kind of has the look of Maxima, where hopefully we get a red wig for her. I mean, James Gunn didn't mess around with Eve Tessmacher. She was blonde in that. I mean, based off of not a whole lot of comic book act. We got to make her look like a blonde. But I feel like, you throw some armor. This just happened to be red. I feel like she could pull this look off more as Maxima.
Okay, hold on for a second. All right. I don't know if she's a big enough star.
We don't need her to be a big star.
No, what I'm about to say. Could she, I mean, kind of giving me more Wonder Woman vibe.
Maybe. But I mean, sure, she could, I suppose. I feel like they're always in this challenge with Wonder Woman because it's this thing of, well, does she need to be, muscular? I mean, every time we get a Superman, it's like this guy looks like he might be a little bit too slight. And Tyler Hoechlin was an awesome Superman. And I'm sure to us, and like, what are you little chumps doing? But he looked small to the part where Jimmy Olsen in that universe was taller, bigger, and was like, okay, he's more imposing.
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain or Bryce Dallas Howard. I mean, you laugh, but I mean, yeah.
It should.
All right, so that's okay, Eva. Two down. Now let's go to Grace Van Patten.
Nope. Grace Van Patten.
There's Grace. I feel like from this picture, she seems to be the most Maxima. Give her a red wig, and I could see her as Maxima. I feel like of all the options they mentioned, she looks more of the role. She's got like this, oh, I'm down to fight kind of look. And of course, this is one picture, but I think it's a pretty solid one that shows comic book Maxima more than the others. The last one, the one I want zero parts of.
Yeah, okay.
Is Adria Arjona. And
I think I know who you're talking.
Yeah. Now if we're looking for our Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. Yeah. And she didn't need to be Maxima. Maxima's too low level character for her, who I think would get interest playing Wonder Woman. And I also think she's a good enough actress where she could hold her own franchise. So We'll see.
But here is the one little slight caveat with her. She is dating Jason Momoa.
So what?
Well,
Jason Momoa is Lobo.
Again, Jason Momoa seems like he's a great guy. You know, he gets along with his exes. Commendable. But what happens if he doesn't?
He's Lobo. He's not Aquaman in this universe.
Yeah,
You don't have to have Lobo running around with Wonder Woman.
Him. We want Lobo to be a thing. We're going to have Lobo in some extra movies, okay? It's not just one-off Lobo. We kind of want to make sure our universe doesn't have any awkward red carpet affairs where it just goes awkward. So I think that if I'm in the casting, I'm a good choice. But I think we have to go in a different direction.
I would kick you out of my meeting for that. No, I wouldn't worry about that at all. I would just not have Lobo in something where I have Wonder Woman. I feel like that's possible. Lobo can have his own movie down the road. He can probably have one of these wacky HBO Max shows, but I'm not getting rid of potentially a really good Wonder Woman for fear about them breaking up.
Yeah. Okay.
Grace Van Patten has RBF. She looks serious. Maria says it's more of a presence for me. Once the physical appearance is close enough. Blake, I'm okay with one-off Lobo. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a deal of Lobo can be, he's a character who a little can go a long way. And I don't feel like they need to try to shoehorn Lobo into everything going forward. I do acknowledge we're getting a Clayface and a Clayface movie and a Jimmy Olsen TV show. So all bets are totally off and 2 seasons of Peacemaker. So who knows what's going on in the wacky mind of James Gunn? I mean, if Lobo rocks, then keep it going. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be a great Lobo.
But I think going back to what you said last episode, where you were worried that Lobo could kind of be a scene stealer for Supergirl in her own movie. I'm taking that the next step. Oh, this worked. What about a Lobo movie? I mean, we might have to make Lobo our Loki of our universe.
You are going so far with this Lobo. It's interesting. Lobo is not, I would definitely not say he's a super popular comic book character right now. He's gone through numerous takes. They just released a new Lobo series last week, I want to say, in advance of Supergirl, because like, oh, people care about Lobo again. He hasn't been a character where they've been too preoccupied. And I know he's been on Krypton, and that actor was really good. And he looked like Lobo, pulled off the whole deal. Lobo was a fixture on the Superman animated series.
Mm-hmm.
But Lobo is not a character where our hopes and dreams rest on him to the level that Harley Quinn is now for whatever reason. She's a character I'm still like, okay, guys. I mean, she doesn't even have powers. Why are we so enamored with Harley Quinn? But Lobo, they could do just fine without him. Now, having said that, James Gunn could probably find a way to do things. I think maybe a Lobo Bounty Hunter TV series could be fine. I feel like that's probably a better route to take him than a movie because it would be so much of the same thing. Oh, it's you.
Jeff, did you throw it out of the way?
No, it's my iPad trying to listen and try to find some music that I want to listen to.
Oh,
stupid update. Anyway, I was like, what is this? Yeah, let's see. Maurice, just look at Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, and Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. Neither quite managed the physical, but got the presence down. I agree. Although Hugh Jackman's height always bugged me in those scenes, like so tall. Blake says Jimmy Olsen might be great if they did the Alex Ross Marvel storyline. He sees the heroes through his eyes, etc. Yeah, but I think Jimmy could work as a character, and I've read the latest Jimmy Olsen series, that was really fun. I'm just not sure which direction they're going to take it. And let me do this really fast. TV series because I'm very like, let's see. Okay, the series is being billed as a true crime docu-series. It's going to be a crime anthology focusing on various DC villains. Sorry. This dumb thing is just getting on my absolute last nerve.
I'm about to throw this thing out of here.
Clown are about to get shut off. It's like, if it's an emergency, no, it's not an emergency. Why don't you shut up and leave me alone? I'll just do.
It's gotta be pause.
Yeah, I definitely have to. Hey Siri, get lost. There you go. Beat it. Okay, sorry. So a true crime anthology. So maybe he's looking at different. Hey, let's tell you the story of Psycho Pirate. I don't know.
I think that would be I mean, again, it's James. The rumor from James Gunn is, oh no, actually, he said this. He's like, I'm not trying to catch up with Marvel. I'm trying to do my own thing, creating my own universe using the characters we have, and that's commendable. But if you would like to catch up and have a universe where you can pull from bad guys whenever, having one-off animated shows that are part of your universe or live action TV shows where you're introducing the bad guy so you can throw them into your movie, that might not be a bad way to go. I mean, so
hey, why would he want to catch up to $1 billion franchise? Who wants that?
Okay. Shareholders hate that stuff.
I mean, appealing to the comic book crowd is good. Y'all know I'm always the comic book fans, the source material fans happy. They will go spread the word to everybody else. I just don't know if you need to go deep dive into characters that if you listed, no, let's not go 100. If you said, hey, name 50 characters you'd like to see get a TV series, a movie, I don't know if Jimmy Olsen hits that list. And like Blake said, they could do it fun, like an Alex Ross style. But I also wonder if they would pull that off and really have like, oh, there's Blue Beetle flying overhead, and there's Captain Marvel, and Shazam. Still no lightning change. Okay. Flying through, fighting a giant worm. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I'm just very concerned that they're doing something where Marvel waited until the multiverse phase and then it wasn't well received. A little too early. King Collector says Lobo may be a little OP for this Supergirl if they do him right, which they won't. Superman and Lobo are basically toe to toe on that.
Mm-hmm.
The character's power level is crazy. It is, but I feel like most creators don't go to the extreme with Lobo's power set because he's basically an unstoppable character, and that makes for a boring character if you're too overpowered. Maurice, Harley's hilariously bonkers. She can be menacing, dangerous, but she's more light than, say, Joker. She's also a murderer like Joker, which always gets glossed over when we're like, look, Harley's here. Like, she's a psycho killer.
I mean, when they want to use her as the comic relief Suicide Squad, but she's twisted by the Joker and that makes her redeemable. It's not really, because she's done the same crap and will continue to do the same crap, even with a lighthearted spin. I mean, HBO, she's still a killer, but she's not a killer because she's got a relationship. Like, no, she's still a psycho.
Lawson says, also, comic book fans, if you make them happy, we'll rewatch your movie again and again at the box office. If you upset them, they'll be the first to spread bad word of mouth. They will. They absolutely will. So that was that. Let me take one more look here to see if there was anything else kind of cool and interesting on the comic book front. Before we talk about the show. How is Invincible so far?
Oh, Invincible has gotten to the Viltrumite Wars. It's really good now. It's is I'm gonna say this. Last week's episode definitely is not a bingeable episode. After that, you're gonna need a second.
Okay.
I don't remember if you remember all of it, but yeah, there's the graphic violence is high in this season. As you can tell, it's the Viltrumite War. It's not pretty.
I'm trying to remember. That was a comic book I binged, so it's hard to remember like what was going on, which one.
But
Blake says the end of that episode was so visceral and long.
Yeah, that was a okay.
All right, time to catch up on Invincible.
Yeah, I think it is an improvement over last season so far to me. I mean, last season, because I'm trying to remember. Last season, I think was kind of that part where they soft relaunch Invincible, where Bulletproof was really invincible. And they were using storylines around that, but getting rid of the Bulletproof storyline. And that part wasn't good in the book, and so it's not surprising the show wasn't great during that time period.
I would have thought it would have been better because I like the Bulletproof run, and the only thing I didn't like was how it wrapped, and I just like this.
Oh, the wrap was horrible,
terrible.
That was horrible.
And
oh god,
that was my least favorite thing that Robert Kirkman has ever done. I just don't know what the point. I don't even know if he did anything to like explain it because I need to read it because I just felt like it was so wild. And what did I just read?
It was
maybe more than so many other books that I've read.
And that was so abrupt. It was why did we build this up to get to this part? I mean, and just okay, now back to our regular scheduled story. It was nah, man. I'm surprised no one's ever asked him that when they, hey, we're talking about Walking Dead. So let's be honest, Invincible. What about that story? It sucked. I mean, that ending was garbage. What do you got?
I don't think that's going to go over very well.
Hey,
I may not get invited back for another interview.
I mean, you have to say, well, that was I really enjoy like that Bulletproof storyline. I thought that really took that was really a ballsy way to go. I mean, it really was a good quit. What did you think of it? And then he says it sucks. I thought so too. Yeah.
So there's two things, and I want to ask you this one first. Millie Alcock, who plays Supergirl in this new DC Studios universe, made a remark, and I'm trying to find it before I ask you another question about. Oh boy, I'm sure I can find it. No problem. Yeah, it'll be super easy.
Of course it will be.
Yeah, and it's not. Shocker. All right, let me do this. Because I'm more curious in terms of what you think about this. Okay. So when she spoke to Variety, she said that she expects some backlash for her role, acknowledging that women in major genre franchises frequently face intense scrutiny just for simply existing in that space. And I was really curious to hear your take on that. Do you think that's a real thing? I'm clearly approaching it from a dude perspective and one who grew up watching Ripley, watching Teela, watching Scarlet, etc., and not feeling the need to go, she's a woman. Ugh. So, I mean, to me, I will trash anything. If it's bad, if it's great, who cares who the lead is? And I will trash whatever. I'll go, it's all right. I don't care who's the lead. But do you feel like that is just the default for fans to crap on something simply because a woman is in the lead or a significant role?
I think there is a section of the keyboard warriors who just hate women. I think anytime they see a woman that they could never talk to in their real life, they decide to bash them on their keyboard. I think there is just a section that does that reflexively, no matter context or anything. I mean, if they had a time, they would bash aliens because why does Ripley have to be the last one standing if they had it in the 70s? I mean, he's a guy. I mean, they're losers. I'm just straight up. I ain't gonna say sorry. They're losers, and I'm glad she's already getting bulletproof on that on her armor. I know I'm catching some of this. I think this is one of those things that the studios really almost have to train their actress. And hey, you're coming in this space. You deserve to be here no matter what. But there's going to be some a-holes that think you don't deserve to be here. So I'm giving you as many defenses. You don't read the comments. You from now on will hire an assistant to do this public facing Instagram. You have your own private where you talk to your friends and family. That is your real Instagram. But this one here for just studios, yeah, that's just going to have some nasty sass comments. Don't worry about that. We'll deal with it. If there's anything crazy, we'll report it to law enforcement. But yeah, just understand there's going to be some jerks for no reason at all. I mean, how Rose Tico got comments and she wasn't even a major character. I mean, and they basically kicked her out. I mean, J.J. Abrams said, "Oh, okay, I guess we'll get rid of you." I mean, that was one of those drinks he should have done to George Lucas. Oh, you hated that character? I'm doubling down. It's all Rose Tico. She's going to be the last Jedi, like whatever. But unfortunately, they don't do that, and hopefully, like I said, she's getting the training now. Hey, deal with it. But you're better than that. So go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so while you were talking, I just pulled up really quick, just a very generic Google search: women-led action films. I want to see how long it takes you to get to 10 of these movies that you like.
Okay.
Because I feel like it probably won't take you too long based off of this really, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 8 in a row. Ballerina, John Wick, from the world of John Wick. Ballerina. All right. Anna.
What? I watched the movie. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. So no comment on all. Just say yes.
Okay.
Anna, Lucy, Tomb Raider, the newest one with Alicia Vikander. I would say yeah on that one. Salt, Kate, the Netflix film, Atomic Blonde.
Wait, which one was Kate?
Kate was with Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Atomic Blonde, Alita Battle Angel, Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn, Divergent, Peppermint, Jennifer Lopez. No, that's Garner. Columbiana, Hannah, The Old Guard, Haywire.
Yeah, I like the soundtrack.
Boy, I feel like just because Angelina Jolie is in front of this, I wouldn't call Wanted a female-led film, but okay.
No, that didn't count.
Ava, Jolt, the Kate Beckinsale movie, Gunpowder Milkshake, Annihilation, Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider.
Annihilation? What was that?
Yeah, Natalie Portman.
Oh, that was the one, their space one. I didn't see that.
Okay. The Woman King, Viola Davis, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
The Heat. That's more of a comedy, but all right. The Heat, Charlie's Angels, the latest one. Widows with Viola Davis, Cynthia Erivo. Charlie did like that was good. Miss Congeniality.
Yeah. That was an action comedy.
Are you at 10 yet?
I'm probably here.
Okay. So I was just curious because I felt like there seems to be controversy sometimes. And like the fella just saying here, like Lawson, Variety just goes out of their ways to spread controversy to sell magazines and news feeds. It's great because I never go on their stuff. Michael Solis says her comments were very normal. People were just making clickbait. Yeah, I didn't think she said anything wrong whatsoever. Maurice, I think Variety, Deadline, and a few other industry publications are owned by the same person, organizations, and they're not particularly good.
Yeah, they are owned by the same person. I mean, the same group. They do try and I do remember
that too.
They try and create controversy to get you to click on the articles.
There you go.
I mean, it works. I mean, like Long Kiss Goodnight should have been on that list.
It was. I just hadn't gotten to it because I felt like.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think that would. I mean, Because I mean, it's to me, it's you go, all right, Hunger Games, easy. Those are 4 movies right there. That's, I mean, um, I'm gonna say enough. I don't know how many. There's 5 Twilight movies. I think I liked at least 3 of those, if not 4. And that would have put me at 9. I mean, that would have put me at 8 already.
Did you like Divergent?
I didn't see Divergent. I was kind of okay. What it was, the reviews weren't good enough to make me okay. I'll go check it out.
The first one wasn't bad. It got worse as it went along. It really felt like we're gonna walk in the footsteps of the Hunger Games. Not quite. And Hunger Games just came out and was like, this is so much better. Why do I care about this? And then I realized I didn't. So that was a big deal there. So I was just curious.
Here's my thing. I always go to, and I don't know what streaming service has this show on now, but the 100 is one of those. If you don't like that, because it is, you figure out probably by episode 5, this is a female-led show, but it's really good. You're not going to see every character makes good decisions for the moment, but there's repercussions of it, and nobody is above that. It's even the main character she's got a whole season like, yeah, I did that, my bad, and it's no copping out. She has to live with that. And I think if more shows were made, more shows and TV, just hey, to make these people characters, they're not have their emotions. Like dudes don't have the same emotions as women, but make that actually a strength, and it's really good.
I don't know if you should like blanket say that.
Well, no. Let me say this. Like, so, all right. One thing, especially after why, I mean, I like Aliens, the regular one we saw for years, but I like Aliens more after I watched the extended edition to make me understand why Ripley is very much, hey, I'm protecting Newt because I lost my daughter. Because I never saw her again after I left. She died years ago. It was just, but Newt reminds me, it's that same age, like that. That brought me more into the Ripley character and why she cares about Newt, not just she's a regular kid we're trying to save. I think more should say, hey, let's lean into stuff that we don't have, and it's cool.
All right, let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything else from anyone else on this topic. G20, that's a solid choice.
Yep.
And Marie said, I skipped the Twilight franchise on GP.
I thought it was, if from a studio head perspective, if I saw how successful Hunger Game was, I would agree with the book too. We got 4 or 5 books. Let's go. It's in that same genre. We think, and you present me the sales numbers, I'm saying, go ahead with it. Here's your budget.
Yeah. And the second, Divergent didn't look as good, I should say. And the third one, they were just like, send it straight to streaming. What up, David Thanos? How are you tonight, man?
What's going on, okay?
Chief called off again. We need to have an HR meeting about that. Chief has a lot going on. So last one, and I said all of that because I was very curious about your take on this one. So, Marvel television head Brad Winderbaum said, hey, all you haters out there who trash She-Hulk, y'all are wrong. Absolutely wrong. Because when he was doing a podcast interview with the Escape Pod, he said, I love She-Hulk. I'd love to make more She-Hulk. I mean, I'll tell you this about She-Hulk. That's a lot of She-Hulks. That's one of our best performing shows. It just hit the general audience. I would love the opportunity to make more She-Hulk. Ding, when she did like Pee Wee Herman. Ah! Honestly, hopefully, one day, maybe. Okay, so what do you think about that? Because I feel like after Wonder Man came out, and I was like, this is so boring. It's not a superhero show. And there was a period of time where no one watched it, but the critics loved it. This is amazing. This is one of the best things Marvel's ever done. after the initial kind of, all right, who cares about Wonder Man anymore? They're like, hey, Wonder Man's coming back, season 2. If She-Hulk was indeed truly one of their most successful, popular hits with the general audience, why had they not made a second season? Wonder She-Hulk came out back in, it's been a minute now. Yeah, 2022. It's 2026. They already were like, yo, Wonder Man, we're coming back at you. What's the hassle? What's the hurdle for them to make more of She-Hulk?
It cost too much and it sucked.
Ooh.
It was too expensive for a TV show, and because we tried to make a CG actress when we didn't really need to. It was not necessary. You could have found someone, just made sure to, you could have used a little bit of CGI just to put some on a bodybuilder and it'd been fun. We're going to make a CGI. Waste of money. The stories weren't fun. They weren't interesting. Just all of this stuff around it sucked. I think you can, if you're a creator and you love to see your thing go forward, you say, oh, it was super popular, but you haven't never released all the numbers of that show. I can say my 5 seconds where I was leading Loud's Figure Files has been the highest rated Loud's Figure Files ever. But I'm not going to release the numbers either. I'm smart enough now. Hey, it's just a general feeling. But I know in my heart, you look at the numbers, it tells you what the people want. When Marvel does this idea, Marvel TV is, the people are stupid. No, the numbers have always told you which works. Marvel TV itself may not be a workable situation, but when you make good products, people come out. So don't say, oh, one of the best Marvel shows that TV movies that we've ever made was Thunderbolt. No, it wasn't. It's just not. The numbers say it wasn't. Same thing with She-Hulk. If it was great, you would have said green light. We would have been potentially on season 3 of She-Hulk with an actual wrecking crew, but the number said it's not going to happen.
Let me see here. So I just want to look this up really fast because it felt like some of the special effects could be a reason why they haven't done another season. But again, she's been out since 2022. She could have gotten shoehorned into any of these movies if they really felt that strongly about the character. How many times do we see Tony Stark early on in the initial opening days of the MCU? The Acolyte cost $230 million for its 8-episode season. About $29 million per episode. I would assume She-Hulk was not that expensive, but let's see. Oh, approximately $25 million. Series budget, $225 million. I feel like there's something wrong with the CGI and budgets. That show was $225 million to make because it wasn't like she was She-Hulk in every episode. Also, the CGI was kind of dodgy at times. And if you're going to say that's what you get for $225 million, and we've seen Hulk versus Abomination, now I'm curious, how much was the Incredible Hulk budget?
And you got to up it for inflation for 2022 inflation.
All right, let's see. Let's see what it was. $150 million.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to deal with inflation, like you said. That would be roughly 215 to 220 million.
Yeah.
Hulk was fighting another Hulk, essentially. They had massive fights in that movie. Mm-hmm. What was a massive fight in She-Hulk?
Massive fight was the finale.
Ugh, and that CGI was awful.
Yeah.
All right. So Maurice says, budget is my main guess for She-Hulk. They rushed the CGI too. Yeah. Lawson, no nerfed Hulk stuff for me. No interest in that. She-Hulk was garbage. The people have spoken. Enough said.
Because the actress who played She-Hulk is kind of understood that my time's over. it's just we didn't get a great product out. I mean, I don't know if Oscar Isaac is thinking he's going to see more Moon Knight. It just wasn't there.
King Elector says She-Hulk just didn't have a good storyline. She needed to jump right into a comic book adventure right off the bat, not that soap opera. See, to me, she's the one character who, if done properly, they could have done their Harley Quinn jokey character, their Deadpool in the Avengers universe. In her comic books, she talks to us like Ferris Bueller, and she's looking, winking, jokey. I think they went too far in the jokes, and I thought they did a terrible job with the whole attorney bit, which could have been more than enough to keep people's attention. It's always so far away. But they have a She-Hulk comic book, and it was great. It just focused on her as an attorney, basically. And it wasn't these big She-Hulk adventures fighting Dr. Doom or the Masters of Evil or Absorbing Man and Titania. She was just basically in the courtroom. And the show could have done that, but they couldn't write the legal stuff or the comedy stuff that well. That's why I'm like, sure, I don't have the numbers in front of me, so maybe. But I feel like the numbers were good enough. They would go, you just need to cut the budget. We'll make it a She-Hulk special where we give you a movie. You've got 180 million. Go for it. I just feel like saying it was great and it did so well, but never seen She-Hulk. Never. It just in the case of what's it been 4 years, and they've really not paid attention to some of the other characters either.
Add in the fact that what was it? Hulk. We discovered Hulk had a son in the end of the show, and that son has never been mentioned about. We've seen Hulk. We're going to see Hulk. I mean, we're going to see Hulk in the next Spider-Man movie, and I doubt he's ever going to. He's going to mention his son.
Hopefully not.
I mean, the MCU has moved on from a lot of their TV stuff property, and I think that was Marvel just they needed to have a tighter eye on the budget, and I think they would have made a better products. Because She-Hulk, the other problem with She-Hulk is you already had a fourth wall breaking character in Deadpool, so having another one would have been redundant if that's the way you were going to go. And there was almost all right. And I think you mentioned this before. Is when you have Smart Hulk, She-Hulk becomes we don't need that one either. So what space is She-Hulk filling? We got our 4-4 character. We got our Smart Hulk. I mean, do we need? I mean, unlike Wonder Man, where she actually makes sense to have a regular life superhero, we're gonna have Wonder Man be our confined actor hero, and he's not gonna have powers. Like, I mean, they just when this was greenlit, it should have been what new story are we telling here? And I think they failed that mark, and that's why we haven't seen another She-Hulk.
They told a different story. It's just that story wasn't good, and I really put it at the feet of the writers who did not do either concept, or if you want to say any of the three concepts of a viable She-Hulk show. They didn't do a good enough job with it, and there are several writers of She-Hulk over the years who've done a great job with that character and could have told that story better. I just feel like if the writers pitched to you, we're going to do a legal drama, or a legal show. Actually, we're not really good about this legal stuff. You got to get somebody else, because you don't need to let bad creative mess up a great character. And She-Hulk is absolutely a great character. It's just she got treated poorly with this show from showrunners who had no idea how to do superhero action well, breaking the fourth wall well, or just telling a simple legal courtroom comedy action. I mean, the best episode of that whole thing was Madison and Wong and Daredevil.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to get as many characters in Secret Wars as possible. So I need if you can't bring your A game on a show, we've had Rogue One went through 2 directors, and we were all thinking, oh, this means it's gonna be trash. Oh, they lost the vision, it's gonna be trash. And they're like, no, we resurrected it. I mean, Tony Gilroy said, no, I resurrected, made it a good show. I mean, a good movie.
They did the same thing with Daredevil. with Born Again. They were
Right.
going on this one path, and they're like, no, we got to make this right. And they
Right.
made an awesome show.
They wouldn't. I think they would not have gotten to a season 2 based on what was going on. I mean, it got so full stop. Like, no, this is bad. Like, our two leads are saying, no, we got to switch this. This is we've been on a successful show that got 3 great seasons. This is not it. And I think, I mean, I know her name. I don't know what her name was, but she was probably Jennifer. Because she was on Orphan Black, so she's been on a successful show. She should have been
Mosley.
Oh, that's right. She should have said, "Hey, I mean, not knowing much about the character, I don't know if this really works. I think I've read enough. I mean, hopefully, you give this person the source material. This is if you step into a comic book universe, throw one comic book in their face. Well, here's our best graphic novel. Okay, I understand this character, and if this you're pitching $100 million properties, and this doesn't look like this property, you should stop and say, we are going to get somebody else to retool this and make it work. Because this is not it, and nothing. We're not going to get to me being able to use this character even as a cool cameo in Secret Wars, and that's not what I want.
They could. It's just simply a thing of they just didn't do right by the character. King Collector says it didn't feel like the real comic She-Hulk. Yeah. Michael Solis, Shang-Chi has been out for how long with no number 2 movie? Marvel takes too long to release new projects. They didn't used to, but it feels like they haven't cared about this multiverse from the start. Let's open it up with Black Widow. She's dead. No, we're going to tell you all the stuff that happened in between while you didn't know what was going on. Maybe not. So she was great, but they're like, let's just introduce his crew right away, which was a problem to me because I felt like he got shortchanged. He didn't have the benefit of being in a civil war before we introduced his whole family. Lawson says, what I hate about superhero TV shows, things like The Flash, it wasn't really The Flash. It was Team Flash. This whole corporate team thing, but no individual superhero can make it on their own. I think the real problem, the formula works so well with Arrow because Arrow makes sense to have a team helping him out and building out a TV ensemble. It's just, you don't need to apply that with everyone. You don't need to apply that with Flash or Supergirl.
Okay, here's the problem. I mean, the problem was Arrow was a stand-in for Batman, and it worked. It was a Bat family, just not a name. And then, like I said, Flash, he's smart enough that he didn't need anybody else. It was trying to we dumbed down Barry, so he needs to be told, hey, do all this, when in the comic, Barry can do all this.
Barry, run
in the counterclockwise, zap, run up and down. Yeah, like Barry could have figured this out in the comic book, but we had to dumb him down so we can keep all these other characters in our CW love triangle for way too many seasons. And then when they tried to replicate that for She-Hulk, Supergirl was, come on, guys. This is a big stretch. I mean, the DOD, come on, man. That was lame. I mean,
actually, that concept of her working with a paranormal metahuman group was fine. And if they just operated and did their own subplots, but they just had to tie them in so closely where it was Supergirl's got to check in with them all the time. It's like, you missed it.
Add in the other fact, which they always, again, I understood that they decided, hey, we're going to use a lot of Superman bad guys and storylines, and we're just going to gender swap. And that was, you could have just used a random character. It would have been okay.
I wouldn't say that was so much a gender swap. She had she didn't have like an extensive rogue gallery. I just felt like the whole deal with it was they were trying to do the same formula that worked so well with Arrow, that worked well until it stopped with Flash, with Supergirl, who's a character who does not need a support staff team around her. She could have supporting characters like Superman does in the Daily Planet, but since they didn't want to go that route,
but they did. That was the problem. Remember, I
didn't forget that. I did not.
She was in was it Cat Media? Catco, and that was a thing for a while. And then all her characters started getting powers or started being in on the fun. Then she had started having her own little super friend team, and then we lost her for a season, and then we put her all on the same Earth, and that didn't work. And the fact is, Supergirl was the fifth show in that try that formula, because you're forgetting Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends was a team. They didn't have a support staff,
but that they already used that formula of superheroes team go do hijinks.
Well, that one made sense. Everyone or most of them had powers and some special abilities. They didn't have to have tag along sidekicks until later on who had no powers or abilities. And that's when the show is like, what is this? I liked it to a point, but then it was like, none of these characters are real DC characters. Why are we doing any of this? Rick Cage says Jennifer being treated badly by TV media is so meta because the comics would do her dirty, thus she'd break the fourth wall to complain about it. Yeah, I feel like if she'd just come on, and also I felt like it was fighting back against the audience that wanted to support her. It's like, dude, the dudes who are watching the show don't want to be told the dudes are crappy and crummy because they suck. It was just like, I don't know if this is the way to go, because the guys who are watching it want She-Hulk to be as good as anything else. They don't want to go, worst show ever.
Yeah, we're actually your fans. So we are rooting for your success. We are really not trying. For the most part, people aren't paying Disney Plus prices to see you fail and talk about you every episode. We want to actually see you succeed.
Yeah, exactly. Because he couldn't bring his team along, so he could just be Flash. Lawson says that Buffy the Vampire formula, the Team Scooby thing, it worked for Buffy. It may have worked in Arrow too, but all those shows went to that well. It got long in the tooth pretty quick. Yeah, I don't know if it got long in the tooth so much as it was, all right, this is what you're doing. I think for Flash, they really ran up against it when they started when they tried to make his support staff heroes. For the longest time in Arrow, it was, here is Diggle. He's a cop type character. Mm-hmm. Here's Felicity. She is sitting behind the computer. Then they introduced Black Canary. No one's going to complain about Black Canary showing up on a Green Arrow show. Here's Speedy. Same deal. And they kept the family drama, which was fine. Mm-hmm. The problem came when it was, let's introduce more characters to hang out, and they're going to be heroes too. Okay, we didn't ever really need Mr. Terrific, Ragman, Black
Adam was good. They made him a joke. I mean, Adam
we didn't really need Adam on that show either.
I thought having Brandon Routh back in DC continuity was a good thing, because I thought he got shafted after Superman. So I was appreciative of them bringing him back. I thought they could have made him less of a joke character. It could have made him an actual rival. Adam probably wasn't the best way to go. I think it was.
They could have just made him Ted Cord, and that would have worked better.
I think the only one who really got bad to me was Flash, when it was not just the support staff. It was the fact that they lost all the originals, and then they got Allegra in there, and Cecile got powers. It was, okay, we already knew that Caitlin was going to be Killer Frost, and we knew Cisco was going to be Vibe. You already told us on first day, once we heard the names, you knew who they were. But after that, it started, wait, why do we need all these randoms? Like, we have Kid Flash. Oh, he's only there for a season. Elongating, man. He's only there for a season. And then him training people who are not speedsters.
Jesse Quick.
I mean, it was, Jesse Quick's on a whole nother world. Why do you need to train her up? I mean, we could have had, the fact we had Jay Garrett, that was cool. You could bring him in. You didn't need this whole another bunch of crop of people to stretch the budget. You could actually have tightened your budget and actually made a probably better show. I mean, I understand it's 22 episodes, and the more characters are, you can have this character has your 1 or 2 episode subplot, an extended episode, but it really wasn't necessary. And I think Supergirl hit that point. It was, all right, Melissa's on paternity leave. What do? We don't have a clue.
Yeah.
But we aren't canceling.
Hold on. King Glider says Flash TV got so focused in, it was sad. I just gave up on the whole WB comic universe. I feel like Arrow was great. Then they started to kind of topple a little bit after Felicity's our co-lead on the show. And I really think they needed after season 5 to trim some of the supporting cast fat. They didn't. That was a problem. Flash was great up until Crisis, and then it was watching characters that we liked step away from the show because they didn't want to do it anymore. And then we got to keep this thing rolling with supporting characters we didn't care or like that much. Supergirl never really recovered after the Rain arc, where that was great until the last 2 episodes. Legends, same deal. They overhauled so much of the cast, got rid of the characters who established the deal, and it was like, let's keep it going longer than they needed to just because it was successful. Rick Cage says, like Superman, Green Lantern, and John Johns, Flash is overpowered. That's difficult to write. That's not necessarily the case with the show. They did fine. It was, they kept, the biggest problem with Flash was they neutered the rogues to make them such an easy out for him. So he could wipe them out in one episode and was like, well, you wasted 3 or 4 episodes. And I think their whole formula got a little bit too cumbersome. This is our villain for the whole season, where if they adapted a formula where Flash could beat them faster, that pun was intended. So like a villain's around for 4 or 5 episodes. So you could have mini arcs within a season where he's fighting Rainbow Raider. He's fighting Reverse Flash. He's fighting Captain Boomerang, Mirror Master. And then before they get old and tired, we move on to the next one. Or we have a little intersection between one villain to the next. There's our whole issue. And they could not get past it.
Mirror Master was a good bad guy until it extended into a whole second arc of his season. I think the idea of having the fact that you have Mirror Master as one of the rogues that actually was given some time versus Captain Cold, who we basically we shipped him off to Legends to get killed in the first season. Instead of, hey, let's have another season, let's have another universe's Snark come over and actually form an actual proper Rose Gallery, which could have, Flash is running comic books now because the Rogues, so they were going way too fast.
Duller than dishwater. David Danos, it's crazy that it took towards the end to have a good show. I thought Superman and Lois was good. Superman and Lois was really good. Oh, they stopped at season 4?
Right there.
Yeah, so I think some of it is their shows are made and designed to do really well for 4 or 5 seasons, but then they start to run out of ideas, and then it's too much of the, this is the formula. And I think Flash, more than any of the others, suffered the most from feeling like it was a formula. Oh, these villains aren't good. Time to call back in Reverse Flash. And
because I think Superman and Lois was actually really good until they got to the last season when they tried to shoehorn Lex Luthor in. That was that was a very much a business decision. Hey, we might be getting CW is probably going to get acquired by Next Star. Next Star might want to trim the budget, but we like to keep this show going a couple more seasons because we expect all of our DC Universe shows to go at least 7 seasons. That's when all the contracts expire. So let's see if we can gas enough to put in Lex Luthor to make the series go. Lex Luthor's cast was horrible. Tobias Wells was like, Bruno Mannheim was so the Lex Luthor of that show. It should have sticked around and then had another bad guy and not gotten to Doomsday. It was a better show. The last season is the weakest, but the finale is freaking great. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, I finished that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was solid with that one, and I was good, so I was able to finish it before it was time to go. Let's see here. Lawson says, I know I'm sounding negative tonight, but just point out things that Disney and WB execs or CW execs should have been able to see for themselves. But yes, WB too shows just how much of a disconnect they have with audiences. I feel like it's really imperative for them to like have one voice, but that voice has to really know the characters and the universe and what makes the universe special. Like James Gunn, I feel like he's a pretty solid guider, steerer, captain of the Superman corner of the universe. I'm not as enthusiastic because we haven't had any news of Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern. I mean, we got lanterns. But I feel like we need somebody like Kevin Feige who understands what makes everything great. And yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Sure. I think this version of Guardians will work fine too.
Okay, but here and this is I'm gonna play a little devil's advocate on this because of how just how I look at some of these comic books of modern day comic books have not hit, and how many times DC and Marvel have had to reboot their whole universe because the sales aren't what they thought. They didn't meet expectations. How do you find a person who's going to be I have a working knowledge of what makes this character good that can translate to what current day audience wants? Hell, Jeff Johns left DC because he's like, I know you guys are idiots, so I'm coming up with some. Everybody can get paid on our IP, which easily should have been the way DC did it. It didn't take much for you guys to make sure us the comic writers part of the IP, make them part of the stories, and actually be able to get stuff that people want to see. But you guys don't want to do that. So what's the
he was a little associated with that Green Lantern film too. So I think they just have to tap into 40s and 50s somethings who grew up or spent a lot of time reading comic books, because the younger generations will, I won't say fall in line, but they'll fall in love with these characters. You've got decades worth of material to pull from. And if you just do that, make tweaks like they did with the first Iron Man film, like they did with Cap, and to a lesser extent, Thor, you've got everything you need to get the new audience invested into it. And I think that's where they've fallen into a problem. They started going with, well, let's make She-Hulk the bashing hater dudes show. I don't know who that was for. The general population who was so in love with it that they have not demanded a season 2. I don't know. I just feel like they have things at their disposal. It's not like George Lucas has everything in Star Wars in his head and it's amazing, and we don't know what to do without him. And yeah, they've kind of tried, and it's had successes, had some failures. I think Dave Filoni's putting things back on track, but the comic books, whoever's in charge didn't have to do a lot of work. It's just, what story should I read that they should adapt? What art should we adapt into 3 movies? My work is done. I'm just going to sit up here and act like I'm busy every day because it's right there. What's up, Henry G? Hey, fellas, congrats on the brackets. Oh, did you win?
I did win.
I didn't even look.
I had Michigan winning it all.
Sucker. Yes. Congratulations. Jace, the answer is go to comic book creators for their input. A guy like Mark Waid consulting you put your Superman or Batman movies will help get the essence of the character across. Yes. Michael Solis, they could have done the Batman the animated series method, take an old comic, update it for the times, give it to an artist. It's right there. It's not hard. All right, so I mentioned Dave Filoni, I mentioned Star Wars. This week we got a new Star Wars series, Maul, the Dark Lord. Or Shadow Lord. It's a very long title. They have 10 episodes. I've watched 7 of those episodes. I won't spoil anything, but I think it's a pretty cool Darth Maul show. You didn't watch it. Lights weren't low enough.
It's I found out very early. That show is best watched in the dark because the colors. It gets super washed out. You try and watch it during the day, and yeah, it's for what Maul needs. You need it in shadows. So I'm putting that on cue for tonight. But I will also say there's a difference when Disney, when as She-Hulk, oh, we loved it. It's great. We'd love to make some more. Darth Maul hadn't even premiered. It got a second season. Like, no, we're good. Give it. We actually believe in this, and that tells you what they actually mean. It's what they want. It's we want stories like this. 10 episodes, good. Yeah, go with that. 100. I mean, $28 million per episode. So we really can't figure out where the budget goes. Yeah, we don't want that.
So yeah, Shadow Lord is a really fun show. What I like about it in non-spoiler or in non-spoiler terms is we've got to redeem him. I know people didn't overwhelmingly love Boba Fett because there was a let's try more heroic slam with him. For Darth Maul show or Maul show, this is Maul, the guy from Clone Wars, the guy from Rebels. Don't expect, oh man, he's seen the light until the tragic loss of his love. Excuse me, it's not like that. It's just Darth Maul doing his thing. And that's what makes the show work. And I'm looking forward to watching the last few episodes, but I feel like they nailed it and really sets up for a good ride. One where it's like, yeah, but how does this connect to Rebels? It's just like, cool. Let's see how long y'all can make this work.
Okay, Jeff. I don't know how deep you are in the Star Wars episode 7 lore, the one that was going to be potentially made by George Lucas.
What about it?
Okay, there is some rumor that this is getting closer towards that version of the episode 7, laying some of that groundwork where it could have gone, but not having certain character. I mean, Maul's not there.
I'll let you watch it and then you can tell me.
Okay, cool.
Because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
Please tell me Darth Maul doesn't have a band of kids flying around on scooter.
Have you watched that show again?
Boba Fett?
Yeah.
No, I don't have Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. I remember watching it and I just was over it by the end of it. And I think we have some cool characters in these properties. You need bad guys. Don't try and redeem them. He's a bounty hunter. You don't have to make a bounty hunter honorable. He's Cad Bane. A job's a job. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I feel like after Mandalorian, seeing a bounty hunter who's now taking this noble path, we don't have to have Boba Fett doing the same thing. Boba Fett could just be he didn't have a Grogu to make him rethink his life's mission. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way across the galaxy.
Okay. The Tuscans didn't have to, put them back together, Humpty Dumpty them. Yeah.
No dances with the Tuscans.
Yeah,
I didn't mind the show. I don't know if I'm going to buy it on 4K, but yes, whatever.
What, Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah.
I think if you wanted to, you would have already done it.
Well, not necessarily. I probably would have waited for a good deal, but I don't know. Jeffrey, kind of off topic, but I want to say that I got that Star Wars Black Series Luke and Vader set. Love the figures. They're pretty awesome. Now let's talk about another thing. We won't spoil it. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has now reached its halfway point. And this one, I did get to see the full season of, and what I'm really enjoying is going on Tuesday nights on social media and seeing people's reactions. And it's funny seeing the people who've already seen the full thing and I was waiting for everyone's reaction to this one. I can't wait to hear. And it's like, yeah, true. But it's really funny reading the comments and just how excited people are to see stuff and how quickly they make gifts and how quickly they make clips. And I'm really enjoying rewatching the clips because it's the first time I've seen it since I was, oh man, the screening window closes today. Let me hurry up and go through all of it. So it's really been fun. And I think they have continue to do an excellent job. People are going, this is so much better than season one. I'm like, okay, I really enjoyed season one, but man, they are loving season two so far. The second half should absolutely in no way take away people's love of this season. It's really good. And I think the first four have been stellar. I meant to take a picture because after last night's episode, somebody made a meme of Daredevil going absolute cinema, the Scorsese deal, and that was hilarious to me. What have you thought in non-spoiler terms so far?
In non-spoiler, this has been a very good season of television. I think they've done a really good job of ramping up each episode, and the drama, the action has gone up each episode. I think it again lives up to the legacy of Netflix. They're not shying away from a lot of violence, but that violence always shows a certain character, the brutality of that character. Because there's no sugar, there's no, I mean, you have heroes, but the bad guys are violent, and it's showing a hero has to sort of has to match that violence to actually effectuate his point, because you have some awful people in this Daredevil universe that they're not easy to talk to. They are just wicked people, and even when you think somebody's thinking, oh, I'm good, you're horrible. I mean, I think this has been a really good season. I am eagerly anticipating watching the last 4 episodes, because this has been really good.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I mean, that's what I kind of know just where this last episode took the series. I mean, this is one of those, I'm glad I get to watch, again, like I said last week, I'm glad I get to watch this one week to week, because it is, get that. Let's talk about it. Let's water cooler, and then let's do it to the next one. Did you watch those last 3 episodes? And yeah, it was great. But I think this one, let it marinate for a week. It's been really good.
Cool. Lawson says is it just me, or has Daredevil been good since the series first started? It's not just you. I loved everything that I've seen from it.
The only time, I mean, truthfully, Daredevil to me has only had one questionable episode in the whole series, and I don't think that was that bad.
What are you talking about?
The one where he was in the bank.
And Charlie Cox said he hated that episode, but that was one of the more popular episodes in the whole series so far.
Yeah, I think Charlie Cox is very much, he wants more of the graphic violence of Daredevil, which has been beloved by most.
The dude's leg in that episode, by the way.
I mean, he wasn't in costume either. It's kind of weird because you hear so many other people complain, oh, I hated this suit. Oh, it was such a pain in the tail. He's like, man, I like this paycheck. It's good.
I just think he's overall great. And to Lawson's point, I'm just not used to superhero TV shows being good. Daredevil was just well written, produced, directed, and acted. Yeah. I feel like it's just so well done. I like the supporting characters have engaging storylines where I'm not like, oh, can we just get back to Matt already? And I think they use them properly, so we don't see them in every episode, which was an issue with the CW format, because it was, we've got to squeeze in some time for Felicity, we've got to get in our time for Iris and her family and Joe, and also Cisco, and gosh, what is her girl, Caitlin and her mom and her sister, and it just got overwhelming. With Daredevil, it's, you may not see the supporting character for 3 episodes. When they come back, oh, right, I forgot about you, because we haven't felt the need to stay in line with everything they're doing every episode.
Well, see, that's the difference between 8 to 10 episodes and 22 episodes. 22 episodes, they're giving you they're giving you a lot of filler. If you get a 22 episode season and more than 8 of them are great episodes, you got a great season. Most times you might have 5 good episodes. You had a season finale, season premiere, the mid-season break, the one after that, and the season finale. Those are
by your criteria, seasons 1 through 3 of Arrow, and season 3 just barely makes the cut. In season 5, we're all great. Because in season 2 and 5 were like, well, there you go. But this one has been so good because they're shooting it so close and back to back where it's like, all right, this is basically one season. It's just been really locked up. There's not stuff that's going, this character's doing something so incredibly stupid, and that's what they get. There's only been one scene in this entire run where it's like, why would you do that? You've got to know this is gonna happen. And that was just on this last one. But I think the supporting characters have been a strength as opposed to a weakness like we normally see from these shows. Yeah. And from Kirsten, from Cherry, Karen, of course, Angela, and I like Kingpin's crew. Their whole dynamic is really great. And BB running the BB report, the propaganda machine from Wilson Fisk, has been awesome. Yeah, Matthew Lillard's character, Mr. Charles, is he's a wild card. And then we get Bullseye. And Bullseye has just been, everything you could possibly want out of Bullseye in a live action Daredevil deal. He's amazing and so great.
Yeah. I'm messing around because again, I don't understand. There was a time where the Daredevil writers were not working, and I don't see how She-Hulk didn't inquire about them to help with the legal stuff. Just, hey, can you guys write us a couple scenes each episode that deals with the courtroom? Because when they talk to Sherry in Matt's firm, this is drama here. Every time you guys go to this set, there's something happening. It's moving the story forward. These characters are all engaging, especially, last season. This season has really been high stakes. If you see this set, you know something's going on. This is some new characters getting introduced or something big. Like I said, some big stakes is going on. And I think that the She-Hulk writers could have just, hey, can you just give us a little bit of this? This secret sauce you guys have here, just give us a little sprinkle, just a little of that salt. We'll be fine.
All right, so I came up with the idea for tonight's topic because of Daredevil, which I think has been excellent since season 1 on Netflix, episode 1 on Netflix. It's been so good. I was dismayed to see that I only had season 1 in my Blu-ray collection, and I gotta figure out a way to get it because I know season 2 at least got done, but it's saying some deal with may not play on your North American Blu-ray player. Absolutely, very true. So I decided to go, what's something that got better? And this can be a character, it can be a TV show, it can be a movie. When a crew got another crack at it, where it's maybe this wasn't as good as it could have been, and by second, it can be like the third or fourth time where they just had to keep figuring out the formula to make it work. I said second because it just fit in better. But what are anything that you think really benefited from another crack at it? And I know you've been working on your list all this time. What's your first one?
I'm going to go with my easy one is Punisher Warzone, Thomas Jane being replaced for Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens' version of the Punisher was really good.
I think it's Stevenson. Stevens a wrestler.
Okay. I thought that was a really good upgrade of the movie version of Punisher in a solo movie. I thought that was a lot of intensity. He was not a friendly person. I think the Thomas Jane one was less serious because they wanted to kind of balance out the hero and the bad guy versus I mean, Ray Stevenson was a just death machine, and he was not here for the jokes. He was here for violence, taking down New York gangs, and it was brutal. So I thought that was a good one.
You know, the funny thing with the Thomas Jane one, I really like that movie. I feel like Punisher has been a character, and it's been a long time since I watched the Dolph Lundgren version. I feel like Punisher, each installment they've done with him has been fine. Now, the Thomas Jane one I enjoy, has so much from the Garth Ennis run, and it's just a fun read. I mean, that was a fun read, and I think they did a good job translating most of that to a movie. And John Travolta and that whole deal was fun. Warzone is just unapologetic. Here is Violent Tail Punisher. And yep, that time period of Punisher, that's dead on. Then we got John Bernthal, who has been outstanding in the Daredevil Netflix version. And he's going to be the signature Punisher just until whatever. So yeah, but I think Punisher has been a character they have always treated right because they understand him and they've done fair by him. Thanks to the Thomas Jane Punisher, I got introduced to the music of Drowning Pool. Gets extra points for that. There you go.
Okay.
I thought the cast on that Tom Jane Punisher was good too. So let's see. Where will I go with my first one? I am going to go with what we've been talking about. Daredevil. Charlie Cox. His Daredevil has been superb. And I just and again, I think there's a benefit of having a TV show where you can spend more time with the character. And I think he did a good job of summing up. He didn't hate Ben Affleck's Daredevil. He thought they just had too much in it. Karen, Bullseye, Kingpin, Elektra. It's a lot. And swings. Not swings.
Sticks.
No. What is it? The seesaw? Yeah. And it is a lot in it. But of course, my golden rule for these comic book movies, anything before Batman Begins and Iron Man is fair game to have done it whatever way. Because I think they were still figuring the genre out. And I know we've had Superman, but they were far and few between in terms of good comic book movies. Then after Batman Begins, like, all right, y'all on notice. You gotta step your game up to make a good comic book movie. And maybe not even just 2005 with Batman Begins, but 2008 when Marvel said, "Oh, gotcha, this is what we're doing now with Iron Man." So we got Dark Knight Returns, or The Dark Knight, and we got Iron Man, and that changed the whole deal. But this Daredevil run has been amazing. They have nailed it. The casting of Elektra, the interaction with Punisher, treating Bullseye like a legit menace who isn't quite sure that he is a menace. Daredevil is just pitch perfect. They did Foggy and Karen right, and they actually care about stuff because you can tell they're into comic books. And we've had all these different versions of Daredevil's suit already. It's like, hey, it's pretty cool. Y'all are fans. Y'all are into it, and you're pushing to make it more accurate to the comic book. So that would be my first
one. Because I didn't even think about how good the upgrade Elektra's casting was. That's a good one.
Absolutely. King Electra, still need to watch Warzone. I'm behind on so many movies. Warzone is a really fun, just nuts version of Punisher. Definitely recommend it. I mean, it's not the John Bernthal one, but man, it's good. Jamelin, what's up, man? Where are you at? Where's Jamelin?
Yeah. Oh man, cool, man. Glad to see you back.
We don't know. He might,
or at least you have some time to watch us. That's great, man.
Yeah. All right. So what's next for you?
My next one is going to be Javicia Leslie's replacement of Batwoman.
Okay, boy, that is very good. That's a solid, strong call, bro. Yeah.
Ruby Rose was not. That show was not good. I mean, I don't even know if I got through the season finale, but I watched Javicia Leslie's version of it till the end. I even liked their version of Joker was really good.
You keep saying that, and I still need to finish it.
Yeah, but
my little delay in Arkansas, currently in Amarillo, Texas.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to think of what wrestlers from Amarillo. Okay,
Amarillo, isn't that Terry Funk?
No, Double Cross Ranch.
Oh, yeah, okay. Amarillo, Texas. Yeah, Definitely knows somebody from world class. Yeah, but I think her Java's upgrade on that from the I'm Batman's fill-in, which just was just eye roll version of Batwoman, and then just Kate Kane, and then just no, we're gonna go in a different direction. Go with it. Much better show.
And so much better. I'm with you 100% on that one. Well, Lawson mentioned it. Actually mentioned two. So let me go with the first one. Okay. Dawn of the Dead 2004. It's not arguably. You can just strike that. It's better than the original. I love that movie. That is one of my favorite like period movies, and period like just period. Not hey, this is a
genre specific.
It's so great because I think they do an amazing job building the characters. They have one set location where they make it a whole playhouse where there's so many different areas of which we could have fun. And maybe we got snipers across the street. What up, Andy? And it's so great. And I was so invested. It was like, no, we're losing characters. It was just awesome. Just love that movie all of the way.
Yeah, I just watched that recently, and I mean, the comedy in that, and when you care about a character, I mean, when they bring in, oh, we care about the original cast. Oh, they're getting this new cast of characters. Oh, shoot. Oh, when it just starts knocking down that domino effect, but you care when your characters go, and even that's one of those. I know you can't do a sequel, but are you sure?
Okay, the Funks and Ted DiBiase originally from Umbrella, or the Territory at least.
Okay.
Rick Cage, Hasselhoff is Nick Fury, Lundgren is Punisher. Enough said. Let's see. Did you just go?
No, we lost the one with
I was saying that, but I was reading off of Lawson because I was like, yeah, go for it. What's yours?
My next one is going to be Carl Urban for Dredd.
Sucker.
I mean, that Dredd is the truth. I mean, that's another one I just watched. Great version. I'm mad that we're robbed from having a sequel, because that version of Dredd was, she passes.
That version of Dredd is one that they could just make a sequel, because him growing older doesn't affect it at all.
Puts a helmet on. You don't know if his hair is a brunette or gray. I mean, him as a gray actually makes it a little scary. I mean, this rugged dude just
coming for you. Blake, no matter how amazing the next standalone Green Lantern is, it will never be better than Ryan Reynolds' version. Right, Chief?
Oh, man.
David Thanos, obviously the best second attempt in a movie is T2. I don't know, man. I love the first one, and I think there's something to it where it's not as polished. And I know T2 is a great movie and everybody loves it, but I just like how Cameron just had to be creative to make the first one, and it is absolutely a product of his time, because I mean the Terminators moved like, animatronics, but I really think because he doesn't have all the technology at his disposal, it's a better movie simply because he has to, how do I make this work? Oh, I'll do this. I mean, that scene where he's like digging and pulling his eye out still creeps me out.
Yeah. I don't think I've watched T2, and I just remember T1 is Arnold Schwarzenegger is that just single-minded automaton that is coming for Linda Hamilton's character. I mean, I've not seen T2 enough but I just really enjoyed T1. Sarah Connor. I really enjoyed Terminator 1. I mean, because again, that's always the movie I want to get part of out of Terminator and into a modern day movie. I want that Terminator, the John Reese versus the machines. That's what I want. I mean John Connor. Hey, change up the name, man. Okay, lady. But yeah, I want to see that movie. And T2 is always, how does this make sense to really get to T3 and all the rest of the sequels? I mean, we just basically have to act like T2 doesn't exist, which I don't like. But.
Yeah. All right, let's see. What's next on my list here? This could be the movie or the character. clearly Deadpool, because good gosh, I was so mad watching that abomination was X-Men Origins Wolverine for so many reasons. But I was livid that they had someone perfect to play Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds, and that initial scene was like, he is nailing it. And I knew there were other parts of the movie I just wasn't gonna like straight up, but oh man, I was like, this is great. And when they sewed his mouth up, I was like, oh gosh, y'all can't even get this right. And it was just like, what a waste. You had a perfectly cast actor for this role and you wasted it. So what we got that first, like, was it clip? It's a 5-minute clip of Deadpool just doing stuff. I was like, yo. And his costume was accurate. They're like, who cares? It's
Ryan,
costume accurate.
Was that Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy just saying, let's just make it? I mean, that made both of them so much money, which is a great thing. And we all have enjoyed that. Which I'm always weirded out. I guess their thought was if we have Deadpool play Deadpool for too long, he's going to overshadow Hugh Jackman in this movie. So we got to cut Deadpool out and just make him this hybrid Cyclops, Deadpool, whatever mess they have.
So, the funny thing is, they didn't need to have anyone in a movie called X-Men Origins Wolverine. We didn't need to have other side characters, maybe Sabretooth. You don't need to even introduce Deadpool. But they were like, let's introduce him. Let's do Beak. Let's do Blob. Let's do Gambit. Why? You can't do these characters right in the main X-Men films. So yeah, it was a disaster. The best part that came out of that was Deadpool. And the fact that Ryan Reynolds clowned it later on. That was the best part of those movies.
Exactly. Very good.
Yeah, man. It was wild. All right. So what's next for you?
My next one is going to be Pennywise in It. I thought Tim Curry's version was very scary, but Skarsgård, I forget his first name.
Is that Alex Skarsgård or no? Stellan's the Papa, so I think it's Alexander.
Alexander Skarsgård is creepy as all hell. I mean, I remember watching it in theaters, like, oh, this is what this nightmare-inducing character was supposed to be. I'm so glad this version wasn't on TV because I would be terrified of clowns if this version was out there. I'm cool with clowns.
Snake Eyes, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, but the version we have now, that dude is scary as hell. So that's my next upgrade.
That was a good one. Let's see here. X-Men 97.
Wow.
I watched the X-Men cartoon kind of begrudgingly. Man, they are just trouncing over this continuity, and that was prime. Actually, it's not supposed to be like, oh gosh. I was like,
nerd.
Why are they doing this with this show? If they're using these characters, they know where they're supposed to be. And like Colossus was just randomly here and gone. They weren't doing. I mean, it was like, where's Nightcrawler, Iceman? If you're using half of the gold team, bring the rest of them in here. It was just so weird to me. And it's like we got all the Cyclops' blue team except for Psylocke. She's too risque. And I was like, what are y'all doing? And they pull villains out, like the character origins were all over the place, and it was just so frustrating. And I've watched so many cartoons of comic book characters and was like, whatever. X-Men Evolution, sure, whatever. Clearly a different time period. But it's like, y'all are taking the popularity of the X-Men, which was at an all-time high when it came out. Then we got these big, groundbreaking, record-breaking comic books. And then we make this show where it's like, to so many people, this is the X-Men history. And it's like, no, fools. But we did get some cool stuff like the Phoenix Saga. And that's like when I always say a cool thing in that old X-Men. That's the one I grab on because it's like, I don't know about the rest. But X-Men 97, I was like, oh, wow. Now we've got it. And I didn't care about the character, the team lineup because they got the character dynamics great. What? Wolverine? You gonna step out of line on me? No, psych. The heck you aren't, runt. Love that. Nightcrawler was there. Morph was cool. Storm did her thing. It was like, yes, this is the X-Men I've wanted to see. And I'm not that big a stickler on the comic book stuff. I just wanted the characters to be how they were in the comic book. And I think X-Men 97 did a great job. Can't wait for season 2. Let's get it. Thank you. I was like all over the place. There's too many guards in Hollywood. Yeah. I wonder if Ryan Reynolds kept that Green Lantern green bacon suit. Probably had it for breakfast one day. We got really hungry. Man, Craig, you always say this, but some stuff is just bad because it's not good. And I understand it's not the comic book, but man, it was infuriating. I wish I had your attitude with this stuff, but it's just make it right. The Mummy with Boris Karloff is in a classic, one of my favorites. But the 1999 Brendan Fraser film, totally different, was an excellent revamp that was fun. Yeah. What's next for you, bro?
Yeah, I like the Mummy case. Imhotep is a really good bad guy, and I think Brendan and Rachel Weisz do a really good job. That's why I'm happy to see the sequel. I mean, part 3 come out.
Nice.
My next one is going to be Pierce Brosnan as James Bond.
Okay.
Timothy Dalton could have been good. I just don't think the storylines were great for him. But Pierce Brosnan, I think probably from movie to movie, he had a better ratio of good to me than definitely over Dan Craig. I think Dan Craig's has been uneven. I mean, his tenure as Bond was uneven. There was one good, one bad, but I think Pierce Brosnan, for the most part, gave me better movies and more enjoyable movies.
Interesting. I you know me, huge Pierce Brosnan. He's my favorite. I don't know if his movies are the best. I feel like Connery has the best overall Bond films, the top ones. I think Daniel Craig probably has I need to revisit Moore and Craig because I think Moore has some really great ones. Plus, he has the benefit of having View to a Kill as one of his soundtrack songs.
Yeah.
And Live and Let Die. So he's got some banger songs in there. Mm-hmm. I think he has some silly ones. Craig has some bad ones too, though. You're right. It's very much Nick Cage, where it's here's a good one, here's a bad one, here's a good one. But I feel like his good ones are great, and the bad ones are like, what were y'all doing?
I mean,
Brosnan, his movies aren't always the greatest. He's a great Bond, though.
Yeah.
He pulls them up, despite the main villain being a news mogul media.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes to me. He had less to work with, but made him fun. And Daniel Craig is a super serious, and it really works for Casino Royale, but then it doesn't work in Spectre. I mean, I'm sorry. Then what was the second snooze fest?
Did you say Quantum of Solace?
Yeah, that was. Okay. Oh man, that is a great nap. Woo, man. I mean that is as Chief says. Madam Web is his sleepy time. Man, you put Quantum of Solace on. I don't make it out of Cuba. I'm gone.
I think that one is worse simply because it follows Casino Royale, where it's like, what? How? This should have been easy, but it was so not. And then they followed it with Skyfall and was like, oh, okay, we're back. Mortimer, we're back. And then look at Spectre. Spectre is good until the final act, but that final act is just like, what is happening? And then what's the next one? Because I feel like he has two more, one more.
Skyfall is after Spectre, right?
No. There we go. That was simple enough. You got me. All right. So Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die. No Time to Die gets no buys from me. No. I was so mad at that one because he's dating a woman who really should be his daughter. And like they have the perfect send off for Daniel Craig. You can't ever be with her. You bastard. Great villain. And a villain can win And they're like, I can't do it.
For James Bond, a bad guy winning is not the. I mean, if he wins on everything else, but you can't be with the love. I mean, it would almost be a great booking to how Casino Royale. He loses the love of his life, and he goes on this murderous revenge. Then he finds this great woman. I mean, he finds his daughter. Okay, let's cut the crap. Like he finds his daughter that he has with Betty. Yeah, it's his actual daughter from Ava Green. He finds, oh my gosh, hey,
would have been a miraculous baby, by the way. Like how I would have been Darth Vader. How is that possible?
Right, but at least Monica Bellucci, and that would have been something. But it's just no, man. I'm not. Again, I understand.
Or any
at the end of Roger Moore and Sean Connery, it was so dicey. Like, nah, come on, guys. Like, let's bring it up. And then we on the Daniel Craig. Hey, let's have him with somebody just completely just come on, bro. We don't believe this. That was a mistake.
All right, here we go.
All right,
comments are great on the Bond section here. King of Letter. Roger Moore is my favorite Bond, hands down. It's funny because he, like both his and Sean Connery's Bond, their last ones were Jace and my first versions of Bond. And having absolutely nothing to measure it up against, I was like, these movies are great. And man, it's hard to watch Never Say Never Again after watching Thunderball. It's like, what is happening? She's too young for you, man. And View to a Kill has Christopher Walken. It has Grace Jones. So I don't care that Tanya James can't act. And she's also too young for Roger Moore. That's awesome. And again, did I mention View to a Kill by Duran Duran?
Soundtrack. Like, come on, we're down here.
Marie says Craig was what Dalton tried to be. I think Dalton gets a bad rap. I feel like if he had a couple more films, I think he would be regarded highly. He's just, his two films are kind of like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
It was one of those, they wanted Pierce Brosnan and they had to settle for a really good actor, which kind of, I mean, it sucked. It's because Timothy Dalton in Flash Gordon is really cool, but it's just, they didn't translate it into making this really cool Bond, which
I think the word got out. This was pre-internet. It was like, they really wanted Pierce Brosnan, but Timothy Dalton's going to hold it down. Well, we don't like it. We want Pierce Brosnan.
Right. But if the offer, if he comes back with any problem on our next offer, and Timothy Dalton's available, let's go.
Yeah. Lawson says Connery's my favorite Bond. Moore is my second, with Pierce being third. Lawson, GoldenEye is one of the best Bond films. That's my favorite. That's like it. And
for England, James.
No, Alec, for me. I mean, there's just so much great stuff in GoldenEye.
Yeah,
great song too. King Elector. Craig was forgettable. He could have been called anything but Bond in those movies. I agree with you. That's the one. He's not smooth. He's just like a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Jamlin, unpopular opinion on Her Majesty's Secret Service is one of the best Bond films. Yes, the one with George Lazenby. You're not going to have any fights here with that. I actually have that on my Blu-ray to watch again because it's great and he's really awesome in it. And I was watching it like, let me watch this bootleg Bond. I'm trying to remember Best Buy when they used to sell Blu-rays. They had a really like, here, take these Bond films. I think they had every Bond film they made up until that point for like $5.99. And I was like, I'm gonna watch and review them all. And I loved On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I was like, this movie is great. What is this? This is awesome. Why haven't I been told? Lazenby could have been the best. He could have.
Yeah, that was one of the darker Bond. I mean, but it was so freaking good. I mean, that's the. I can never say. I mean, if you put Lazenby at the end only because he just had one movie. I think that's the. I kind of almost say he's better. He's definitely better than Craig to me, because that one is 100 versus Craig's Uneven.
I'm trying to. Oh, I was trying to remember.
Did he actually make a mistake, or it was just Sean Connery?
He did. He walked away from it. It was crazy.
But okay, see, here's the weird thing. At the end of his Bond, it almost makes sense to walk away It's all right. This is the end. Like,
I would have stayed around until they kicked me out because he's really good in it.
yeah.
They went with Dalton because Brosnan got screwed over by scheduling issues. I've watched and I love Remington Steele. It's like, this guy would be a great James Bond. Oh, they think so too. What's happening? Margay, for standing Bond until Brosnan could get out of his Remington Steele contract. I think Dalton kept it together. He did.
Yeah.
Blake, I'm throwing these out as honorable mention. The Chris Pine Star Treks. I know Shatner will always be Kirk, but the new movies had a great feel and great actors and decent stories. I like that one. That's a very good call. I like Daniel Craig, says Jamlin, but he's my least favorite Bond. I actually prefer him as Benoit Blanc. Yeah, his movies, the ones that are really good, are great. He's just not Bond. Blake says besides Wrath of Khan, the old track movies weren't good. That's the only one I rewatch.
Okay, because I had to reorganize all my movies.
Yes.
Just so I could put them on the right shelf. And I had all the Star Trek thing. There's a couple I haven't even opened. But Wrath of Khan, that was open. The only thing I remember of the new Chris Pine movies was the introduction to Khan. I'm like, if you do that, I'm walking out of this daggone theater. All right, fine. I stick around. You guys will push.
I'll be here. Yes, I'm sticking around.
Yeah, that was I liked the that was a good one.
Yes. I got all the Bond movies up until Craig's second movie. I was like, this guy's a Bond. Yeah, it was one of the best ones, though. Skyfall.
He had no levity, though. It was just you. If he made a joke, it was.
He said that the reason they didn't make his Bond films more fun was because they didn't think they could pull that off after Austin Powers. They felt like Austin Powers was such a successful franchise, it would be too jokey. So they had to do an extreme. Like I always say, DC did with the Superman films. Let's have Zack Snyder in. He's going to make it tough and full of action. Extreme. It's 10:01. I don't know where the time went. So I think this is a good round. I'm sure we'll do this again. Who are your nominees for Dummies of the Week, bro?
All right. I'm since we're on this topic, I'm still gonna say my dummy of the week is actually gonna be Marvel Studios for not making a Shang-Chi sequel. I think the movie was good enough. It deserved. It has a good rating. Both of them, when they opened, has a good critic score and a good audience score. I think though that's the audience and the numbers weren't crazy, but I don't think the budget was high. I mean, crazy either. It was not even as high as She-Hulk, and they can make a movie where he is the actual lead character of his own movie. And I mean, the fact that we're still using some of his weapons and What If, and still not having Shang-Chi is still ridiculous. So, and if we're gonna go into topic on things that were great and shit we'd really like to see more, that would be one. And the fact that it isn't makes Marvel my dummy of the week.
Mine is going to be Kanye West. It's a thing called consequences and repercussions. You have to look it up. See also Nicki Minaj. See also Chili. When you speak out of turn and you keep making ridiculous statements, your career suffers. And then you realize maybe I didn't need to come out for that. And yeah, the UK is like, whoa, no, we're not in the Kanye West business. And I was like, man, you mean I got to go back to America? Maybe so, player. I don't know. I don't care. So I'm just rocking to your first two CDs and calling it a day. But yeah, he's absolutely my dummy of the week. Like he's the multiple time dummy of the year. And he's trying to put his name back in the hat to 3P. So we'll see how it goes. Well, gang, that went so fast. Oh, that's not a bad price.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually like the Austin Power movies. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, back on another edition of Lyle's Figure Files. Don't forget to get your top 10. 10! And you can put one team on your top 10. Yeah. Make sure to watch the show. Everybody's here. Should be a fun one. And we will be back on. Maybe we'll have some company. We'll see. Hopefully. Back again next week. If there's any figure news, of course, I'll be talking about it later on. But stay tuned for tomorrow. For now, This episode allows movie files has been filed.